What advice do you have for us as adults um, experiencing these fears and how we can cope with them or manage them?
Yeah, I mean, I really do believe that fear is actually a normal and adaptive response that we feel when faced with something threatening, which I think we can all agree COVID-19 at this point still is. And we're all facing these fears right now as there seems to be no end to the pandemic or the political unrest in the US and the rest of the world. So, what we need to do is look for things in our life that you can control, such as wearing a mask, limiting contact, keeping a physical distance from others. If you can limit your exposure to the news and the events that upset you, those are also things you can control, as well as finding ways to build your resilience. And I know I often say to people, stop watching the news, especially if you have young children around. Don't watch the news right now in front of your children.
I know for me personally, one thing that helps me get over my fears is knowing that people are there for me and
Yeah.
that there are measures in place to keep me safe. And there are people that I can turn to that I can trust. Um, what are some specific things we can do for the children that we're working with and caring for to help them feel safe, to let them know that you are safe?
Well, once again, I think what you have said about um, building that relationship, letting them know that you're there to support them, understanding their feelings and listening to them. You need to avoid surprises. At this time in the classroom and even at home, you need to create a caring community, and it needs to be predictable, consistent. You need to have routines and rituals. And routines are very important because they help create a sense of normalcy and safety, which I think is something children really, really need. And in childcare and at school, those routines are extremely important. You need to also provide a lot of opportunities for child-directed free play when children are in childcare, especially dramatic play, which is how children make sense of the world and how they express and regulate their thoughts and feelings and understand themselves as well as others. And they learn how to solve problems and overcome challenges through this role playing. I'm sure if you set up a medical facility in your what we often call the housekeeping corner or the psychodramatic play area, you will be surprised as what the children will do and how the children will talk about it. They know a lot. They know a lot more than they understand. So this is an opportunity for them to kind of pretend and get through it and understand what is COVID-19, how is it making me feel, support one another, and make sure that the environment, the classroom, even your home, is not overstimulating. Research has actually shown that color, lighting, sound, noise, even temperature in a room, and physical space, believe it or not, both vertical and horizontal, can increase the cortisol levels over time if it's not appropriate and affect children's stress levels. So watch the noise level. Try and keep the noise level down. If you don't have to use fluorescent lighting, don't. Think about the temperature. It should be comfortable, not too warm, not too cold. And then look at what's on the walls, what's on the floor. What are the children looking at? How confusing is it? It should be calming. There should be things around them everywhere that help them to calm themselves down. And it's also extremely important to offer kids choices because one of the things I've talked about is this sense of having no control over the world around them right now. We need to increase their sense of control and mastery. So give them choices whenever you can so that they can feel that they are in control, at least of part of their day, of something that they can do. And also have a quiet space in your room, um, in your classroom, if in childcare, so that when they need some space to just get away from other people, they can. And then mindfulness exercises can be really helpful for children to just be in the present, to calm down, to think about nothing but their bodies, nothing but what's happening, inside, as opposed to worrying about everything outside. There are several mindfulness exercises available on the internet that you can download for free and then use them in the classroom. And once again, focus on your self-regulation and the children's self-regulation and those social skills. Teach them proactively, right away. That's the first thing kids need to have, is you need to focus on those social skills before you worry about anything else.